everybody, good morning. How can it even be Thursday already? I hope you're well. I hope you've been enjoying all of the mobility that I've been doing over the last few weeks, and I'd love to know if you've used any of the exercises, anything, whether you've integrated them into your Pilates, your main sessions, your body conditioning, and I'd also love to know what your clients and class members have said if you have. Do let me know. So if you've been following along with this sort of challenge and theme, you'll know that I use the yoga blocks quite a lot. So many different reasons, and I thought this morning I'd put a few different yoga block exercises together for you that you can use. I mean, they're so cheap. Someone was telling me this morning that they'd seen them on the middle row in Aldi yesterday, so clients and class members can get them. I've got two very different ones. This one's very soft and this one's really hard. I don't know if I ordered it that way, I can't remember, but they are, again, doesn't really matter, and if people haven't got them they can always just roll up a towel. So a couple of different exercises, then I'll do some hip mobility work for you, and then I was thinking of some quad stretch that you might want to incorporate into sessions today. Okay, so first of all, you'll know I've seen this, do this quite a lot. This is really good. Good morning, Tracy. For enabling you to get a lot deeper into your squat. So you're taking the pressure out of your knees, out of the joint. Your glutes, which is the biggest muscle in the body, is then working more efficiently to push your body up and down. So just by elevating the heels, and you can play around there with so many different ranges. So by bringing it down and holding, you can add some spinal rotation, and you get much more efficient squat. Good morning, Carol. And if you've got clients, which you will have, who've got quite an excessive lordosis, just by raising the heels enables them to squat a lot deeper and more efficiently. So different squat positions. Also, when you're doing your squats with your yoga blocks, change the position of the feet. So change the width. So again, the angle here of the femur coming into the pelvis changes. So each time you change, you get a little slightly different reaction there on the glutes. So you could do some narrower, deep squats. Remember to slow down, speed up. So again, you're always challenging the muscles over different ranges, different speeds. So when you've done your really effective work there for your quads and your squats, step back, and again some nice hamstring activation work there. So I'm bending the left knee, leaning forward, and again just playing around a little bit with the range. Again, you can hold it, you can just gently come down into more of a dynamic activation, but those two movements work perfectly well together. Other exercises for you to try is to use the block almost like a step. So you could then start to, whoops, there you go, lunging out to the side and adding that balance element and lunging back, and a hold, extend, bring it back. So you could play around with adding a stationary lunge and then bringing the knee forward, ooh, and then lunging back, which is hard. Again, stepping down, bringing the knee up. So you've got a whole pretty transformational lower body workout when you add the yoga block. So you could take the knee, bring it to the side, and again changing the position. So sometimes it's a wider squat, sometimes it's a narrow squat. Good morning, Sophie, morning. And then holding down. So you could do moving into 3 stationary lunges, and then come up and hold your balance. So a different array of exercises that you could do there. Then to use your yoga block to come down onto, whereas you're doing your hill climbers, sometimes when you're on the floor it's quite intense on your wrist and you don't always get the range of bringing the knees through. But with your block here, you've just got that extra clearance from the floor, so you can bring your knees right into the chest there and get a much better execution of the exercise. So I'm using the hips, I can drive the knee across, I can tap out to the side, I can stay on one leg, I can do something on one leg and something completely different on the other side. I can change the speed, I can change the range, and again I've got wrist, elbow and shoulder stability, and lots of different exercises going on there for the core, which is cool. Also, again, if you're doing some hip mobility work, I'm just throwing these at you this morning for some ideas. Let me know what you think, and also let me know what you're teaching today, Thursday. Oh, I'm looking forward to today so much. So if you go into all fours and start to work on some hip mobility. So you may stand up and do your squats, and then your hamstring, come down. Again, a little bit of range of motion through the hip, and then you can extend the leg to the side. Again, try and stay evenly balanced. Whoa, that's a hard one. So again, that's going to work the hip. And you could do different timings, different speed, different tempo. Same on the other side. Start with a range of motion around the hip. And actually, if you do incorporate your little mobility bits, movements and drills through your body conditioning class, again, it's going to have a massive impact on the performance of the exercise, the quality of the exercise, and ultimately results in injury prevention. And then taking the leg to the side. Now that's a long lever, that's hard. And then there's your strength work there. So again, you could be playing around with different ranges here. What about mixing up your hill climber work with your hip mobility work? So you could be doing some abs and core here. You could do it in an interval. Then you could do your mobility here. And then you could even step back, and you can push in your push-ups and your upper body work as well, which is just really effective when you've just got that slight range. I mean, just using your yoga block can completely change the dimension. It's like, yes, so good. Hey, morning. Hate the calf stretch from the yoga. It's so cool though, isn't it? Now, with all the work that we've just done, so if you have just done a lot of hip work, you've done the hill climbers, make sure you go into a nice hip flexor stretch, thinking about the different ranges. So lifting both arms up into a sagittal plane, and again, remember to move the stretch to the side by moving laterally, and you'll hold it for a bit longer than me, and then rotation. And if your clients have got really tight quads, which, you know, if they are doing a lot of work with you in online and in classes, really do need to stretch out the quads, you could then take, I always find this really hard but really effective. Okay, so I'm going to put my foot up to the wall and balance. I'm going to bring that knee forward and then just push the hip. Ooh, that's a very, very strong stretch. So I've got my toe on the back of the wall. I'm just using the wall to leverage, pushing the hip forward, and get a tremendous stretch there through the quad and the hip flexor. So that's maybe if you're doing it at home or you're in the studio and you get everybody around the edge. Gosh, that leg feels longer than the other leg there. So maybe try that more intense. You're welcome. Just more intense quad stretch as well. So you're mixing up your mobility, your strength, and also you've got your stretch on as well there. Well done. Hope that was helpful. Do let me know if you've enjoyed these little mobility sections all this week, if your clients have enjoyed them. And if you want to do a full class with me tonight, 6:15, I'm on Zoom, and it's called 360 Mobility. So I'm going to take everything that we've been doing over the last few weeks and put it all together into one full body flow. So why not join me? And then you could do a 360 mobility class for your clients as well. Let me know. And if you would like the link for tonight's class, leave a comment and I'll go back in and leave you a link. All right, everybody, have a lovely day. And I'll see you later. Thank you. Oh, good ship